Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a Canvas Studio video. So, um, when you're on this site, the Canvas page, you go to Studio, right, and you can see that some of us have our videos on here already. And basically, what you can do with these is you want to request captions, or basically, when you record a video, you'll be able to request the captions. And all you need to do, right, is you can record, or if you want to upload a YouTube link, I think you can do that here. You can put the link there, add video, and then YouTube should have captions available, so you could do that as well. But you can go ahead and hit record, screen capture, and then it'll load. And depending on if you've already had done this already in another class or something, um, it'll ask you to install stuff. So let's just let it load. Okay, so it'll ask you to download and install the application to continue. And then so we download this thing, and then we want to open. Okay, so that'll keep going. And then hit OK. And then I'm not sure if it's going to let me record if I'm already recording, but let me just record here, screen capture, and then open. Okay, so it's going to do some updates. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now this is interesting, right? So you have this whole thing. I don't know, is this recording? I hope it's recording. But you could choose screen or webcam or both, and then you can choose the size, the resolution of this. You can check, make sure your mic is working, so you could check and see which one is the right one. And then computer audio will record the audio of your computer sound. See if there's any preferences. You can check these. It's not really, it's not much going on, but essentially, I think you want to hit. Let's see. We have full screen. Yeah, so you want to choose full screen or something along those lines, so you can see your whole screen. And then once you want to record, you can just hit record. Right. So I guess and it'll show you 3, 2, 1, go, and then I'm recording right now, and it'll just keep going. We'll see how this goes, right? Pause. Okay. So you can pause at any time, and you can hit record again if you want to continue. But once you're done with that, you can just go ahead and click done. You have the option to delete and start everything over, and then you could also show some drawers and controls or whatever. Never really have to use this, but we can press done. Okay. So now it's gonna open this up, and then let's see if I can get the sound. Let me go back to here, and then I can play, right? I can play to see what happened, to play back. One go, and then I'm recording right now, and it'll just keep going. We'll see how this goes, right? Yeah. So once you're good with that, you can also trim it if you want. So you could drag these and trim based on where you want to start. So if you mess up over here, maybe you want to I want to just start from here, so on and so forth. And this is the down here. This is the audio waves. It shows where you're kind of speaking, or like the sounds. You can give this a title. This is tutorial, description, tutorial. Right, and then I can. We can also edit. I don't really know, but you can hit upload once you're happy with that. So it'll upload it to Studio. Okay, and then continue, and then it should pop up here. Okay, so you're able to go in here, and how I want you to do captions is, I think, let me sort of remember how to do this. Okay, yeah, so if you scroll down to captions, you can request, okay, and you'll choose English, supposedly, right? So you request, right, and then once you request that, it'll send you an email letting you know that, hey, your captions has been processed, and now you can, uh, you know, check that out. So I don't think it's going to take too long, to be honest. Let me see if it works or not. Yeah, I don't think it's done yet, but in this case, you look at this one, right? I can turn on the captions, and then yeah, so you can see the captions if it's there, right? So that's all good and fine. And then I want to go over to the explain videos and just sort of explain the explain videos. Let's go over to modules, and let's see. So we go over to, I think, M1 explain. So what you want to do in this M1 explain is you want to check the rubric. Let me see if I can get to your view. Okay, so in this one, we want to talk about, right, it's all in the rubric. Okay, so here's your rubric. You can sort of move it, and you want to do all this, right? So you want to explain how to declare a variable, assign a value to it, and use the value assigned to it, right? And you can do this with, like the interactions pane or whatever, the code pad in BlueJ. So, if you open up BlueJ, and you could use this right here, or you could go into a file and sort of go over your lines of code and just explain how you do these things. Explain how to invoke a method on an object. Explain how changing value of parameter, blah blah blah, right? And these are all things that we've talked about in class. Explain the purpose of the code presented. And then make sure to apply the concepts to a real world example. So real world does not have to be like crazy, like industrial, like professional kinds of things, right? It could just be like, hey, I want to test out some things, or like I want to draw my name or something like that. So you can use, you can take any code that you've worked on, and you want to explain the purpose of your code, what it does. For example, like if I go here, right, you don't have this yet, but for example, or you don't know how to do this yet, but for example, what you could do is say, okay, so this code, right, I'm just trying to draw a star, right, for example. Basically, this code draws a star because blah blah blah, right? It goes from 0 to 5, it does this 5 times, and it goes forward, turns 150 degrees, something like that, okay? And then it uses appropriate programming terminology, just things that we've talked about in class. And then I want you guys to review, so put a review comment on two people's videos. So right here we have Vanessa, and then you can basically scroll down to add a comment, right? Furman has already added a comment there, and so I think Furman. So Vanessa also did reviews for two videos, so one for Cody and one for Furman. So she basically has done everything that she needs to. Yeah, I think that's really it. So really, just check the rubric, and then you need to have you need to get 2 reviews to, or you need to give a review to each video, 2 videos. Okay, and that's really all I want to talk about in this.